Alright, hello. So, in this video, we will be going over some farming spots. There's a main one that I like to use, but I'll show some others as well. So, if you've made it to Grand Soren, and you should have at least a spare port crystal before you do this, because it's gonna be a long trip. It's something that I like to do early because it's a fun place to grind out lots of vocation rank and just discipline points. I'm also going to say that you should probably have some rings of perseverance to make the best use of it. It's not required, but it does make it a whole lot more efficient. Okay, so you're going to exit the town and follow the road until you cross a bridge, and then take the left, keep going, zigzag up onto the mountain, and then you get to the point where I am. And this is the only part I'm actually going to show, because the rest is just follow the road and just run past everything. It's super easy. But here's where it could get a little confusing. So if you see this big guy, you know you're in the right place. Of course you can stay here and fight these people. You can also just run past them. They're not inherently super aggressive, and the fact that it shows you quest failed here, don't get worried about that. You can just go back. It's to kill the big guy. This is not the kind of failed quest that you can't redo, and even then, after some time passes, he respawns, so it's not important to kill the Cyclops. Alright, once we come up here to the castle, you can come inside and you'll see that these bandits actually aren't necessarily the most hostile. Some chests there if you want. And then you want to come down here and drop down and just continue. I'm gonna show on the map where we are. So we just went this way through here, and now we're here, and we're trying to get over here. So you really just hug this until you see the road that leads up there. Still super straightforward. One thing to mention though is at this point, at this very location here, you may want to do a manual save just by going here, save and continue, because if you're very low level still, then this guy back here might run into you and knock you out real quick. You have to kind of run past him. Like, there's no real way to get around him. His aggro range is big enough that it's kind of hard to sneak around him. Most of the time you'll be fine, but every now and then, you know, the game will throw something at you that you weren't ready for. Oop, I triggered that trap. Didn't mean to do that. Doesn't really matter. I think it's just attract some goblins. Alright, then you come up here to an encampment, and at the encampment, see, there's the goblins. You wanna put a port crystal down so you can come back to it later. It's relevant for a quest. It is also actually more than one. However, that's at the very end of the game. But also you can rest there, you can buy and sell some items. And send your stuff to storage. I've placed mine right there. And then, well, let's move on to the next section, is why actually are we going here for a farming spot. So I'll rest till night, and that's an important step. And then I will be right back. So this guy, stay till nightfall. Now here we go. It is now nighttime. I'm going in as a mystic knight. Also gotta make sure that I set up my skills.
Just name it, sir.
So what I'm gonna be showing first is sort of the quickest way to get lots of kills real fast. Not learn set. And key for that is the Ruinous Sigil. I'm also going to equip the Great Cannon, although it's not that great for this. And then there's a bunch of things you can bring. You definitely should have Blessed Trance. Guess I'm gonna put that here. The other things are really kind of optional. They're not that important. But they're fun things to play around with.
Well, what say you? Just name it, sir. Come again.
Alright, here we go. So now we have the ability with Blessed Trance to give ourselves and our pawns a holy enchantment.
Perhaps we might use one of those tents. This hardly looks
And if we come over here, you might want to bring a lantern. Although admittedly, it's gonna get put out. Visibility is gonna be pretty bad in this area. So, when you get here, you'll see this guy, a wight. So he's part of a quest and he respawns every 4 days. So if you kill him, you can get him back. But if you don't, he always executes this move, which spawns a huge amount of enemies right there. I'm gonna put the sigil down. They run into it. And then they die. Ah, okay, the holy enchantment ran out. Should have made sure to... It has a very short duration. So you kind of want to redo it every wave. But yeah, if you have holy damage... Now, this character is quite a bit leveled, has a decent weapon. So I'm taking these guys out pretty easy. If you come here at a low level, they're gonna be very challenging. But they do give a lot of XP. And you can also get plenty of discipline that way. And if you run away from the wight, because you kind of don't want your pawn to damage him, you can preserve him for longer. You can stay here basically until... as long as the night lasts, pretty much. You see that? The Ruinous Sigil just absolutely obliterates him. And you get this guy's attention again. Ah, yeah, but you do want to spam the come action. Get your pawn to disengage from him. And now he got killed. Well, but still. I guess came in giving her the wrong setup. You can make her fight, or your pawn, like a fighter who doesn't even have a ranged weapon and can't really attack the enemy. Or you can make your pawn a mage or a sorcerer, give them the holy enchantment skill. It's kind of really important that you have it. But as a Mystic Knight that I came in here, that's the easiest and fastest way to kill these guys really quick. Other than that, I recommend early on dual daggers with holy enchantment. If you have the dodge roll, you can learn their moves and take them down pretty quickly. Ultimately, you can level any vocation. Warrior is the most annoying one. And if you find that you can't do this yet, I'll show another spot. That is right here. So for this, from Grand Soren over here, you just follow this road, go in here, until you encounter the Abbey. And you can put a port crystal down here. Rest till it's night, portal in, and you have a bunch of undead right here. And again, undead of course are very weak to holy damage. The weapon I'm using has a bit of a wind-up. It gains charges, and then that increases your damage. So at first the damage is kind of bad. But also, we do have this skill. Oh. And... refresh this. So here you get a bit less, and you will have to leave and rest to refresh them, which you have to do in the other place as well eventually. But you only typically, you can keep going either until the wight's hit points go low, then you can fairy stone out and he'll get full hit points when you come back, or when the night's over you'll have to rest till nightfall. And you can go outside here, and there's lots of undead everywhere. Now, these give a little bit more XP, but more XP also means a lower percentage of discipline points. So if you want to get those faster, it can be somewhat beneficial to actually go for weaker enemies, especially if you can kill them much quicker. So for that, I'll show you another spot. That would be... For this, we just gotta go back to Grand Soren and run a little bit, because I don't have anything prepared. But it's not a huge deal.
Tis a port crystal, master. So this is the pawn guild.
I'm actually gonna wait till it's daytime because it's just slightly better visibility. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be night for the goblins.
Have your pick. What will it be today? Understood.
Alright, here we are. We're just running outside, and really, I mean, you can just follow the road. But there's one spot that has a few goblins. Although, just going back to the same spot over and over isn't necessarily required for this. You can combine this, maybe if you do it as a Strider and Mad Dash. Oh, that's interesting. So for goblins, you want to bring fire damage. My damage is high enough to where I don't really need to care about that. Oh wow. Stamina depleted hard. Oh yeah, it's part of the weapon. If you get hit, it messes your stamina up. Oh. Griffin. Oh, well, that's the case, then maybe I want to show off the magic cannon. This one's kind of fun to use. Creates this thing that you can hit, and it just spawns projectiles. It's a bit weird. Well, so much for that. Alright, well, that was a random event. Not something to worry about really for me right now. You can just follow this road and up here you can go back the way the ox cart quest took you. There's a couple goblins there, but there is specifically, it's a bunch of goblins here in this spot, so you could put your port crystal here and start off with a few of them right there. But really, you can take a longer trip through the countryside in this area here. You can go over to that bridge over there. There's a couple bandits along the way here that you could fight as well. And if you ever find yourself, yeah, you know, like you just continue along here, there's just lots of goblins in this area. Like there's a bunch on the bridge over there. We can get rid of these guys. Their XP is kind of lowish as well. block that instead of just talking and not paying attention, but I'll keep doing it too. Oh, missed him. Alright, so much for that. And finally, if you have, and this is actually surprisingly good, if you have troubles, if you have a build that can't really deal with stuff yet and it needs an upgrade, this is best with a bow, especially the bezel crown, which gives you double XP, but it theoretically works with any character. Right outside of Casardis, there's these rabbits. Oh, I thought there was another one here. Oh, well, there is, but he's gone. So you can just hunt rabbits. And because their XP is so low, that actually means that the percentage of... goblins here as well. The percentage of DP you gain from it is high. So even though you get low amounts of XP, this is actually giving you discipline points pretty fast. So, you know, like if you ever try a strategy and you find that it doesn't work, and maybe it would be better if you had some extra skills unlocked for that class, for that vocation, you can do a path down here. Now, there's birds here that will fly away, so with melee, that's hard to get. But they're everywhere on this beach, especially on this little rock here. There's a lot of them. So I can't quite reach him. But with a bow, they're easy to take out. As a mage, I guess as a mage it would be a little slow, but it would still work. So yeah, these are your options. And I hope this is useful and helps you enjoy the game. Take care.